You've probably heard of LEGO Star Wars, Marvel, or any of the other beloved themes, but out of the 101 themes on this list, you probably haven't even heard of half of them. And to be honest, I didn't know that dozens of these existed until I made this video. Let's cut to the chase. Some of LEGO's first themes were bad, like really bad. So let's zoom through these first few. And the 101st spot, or the worst LEGO theme, is Clickets, then Snap, Scala, Belleville, Xbods, Education, Jack Stone, Fabuland, Dots, and Parasita. Phew, we've made it past all the themes that barely pass as LEGO. We're finally getting a little bit better with Studios, Race, Spyrius, Explorians, Insectoids, Alpha Team, Time Cruisers, Fusion, and Games. Brick sketches are okay, they're just pretty boring and were really short-lived. Ben 10 is just an uglier version of Bionicle. I know a lot of people like this show, I just can't get behind the sets. Mixels is a similar story, they're just silly little builds. Have you ever walked in a store and seen LEGO video for less than 50% off? Yeah, I haven't either because it sucks. At spots 76 through 73 are Futuron, Unitron, Mtron, and Blacktron. These are all old space themes that revolve around ships and other futuristic vehicles. They're pretty interchangeable for me. Honestly, just whatever you're in the mood for that day. LEGO Forma is a lot better than any other theme that we've looked at so far. It's a more recent theme coming out in 2017, just not anything interesting. Hot take, but BrickHeadz are overrated. They don't make good display pieces, they're literally just a rip-off of Funko Pops and not worth buying. I see the appeal because they're so cheap, but there's a reason LEGO has raised Microfighter, Battle Pack, and CMF prices while keeping BrickHeadz at $10. Divers is another old LEGO theme that isn't awful, but one you can definitely see its age. Yes, Friends are the girl LEGOs, and a lot of their sets are pretty rough, but some actually look nice, like the Botanical Garden. Friends would be a lot higher if they had actual minifigures instead of mini dolls. Let's be real here, sports and LEGO does not mix. The basketball is probably the best sub-theme, shout out Miles Turner, but they're all pretty forgettable. Another theme I didn't even know existed until I researched for this video is LEGO Street Racers. It was a short-lived theme that started in 2010 and ended in 2011, which tells you how poorly it sold, but honestly, they're not too bad. 66 is a throwback to an old theme, LEGO Adventurers, being led by the iconic Johnny Thunder. A lot of people have a lot of nostalgia for this theme, however this was just a bit before my time. There's only so much LEGO can do with art. The Sith art was fire, but they missed an opportunity by not making more. Architecture is another theme similar to art, but it had more to offer since they weren't 2D. LEGO Icons adopted the architecture style of sets, but they made them all way bigger and better. This is the stereotypical boomer theme, but uninteresting for most people. Animal Crossing is kinda just another video game theme that I don't care much for. I've never played it, so I don't feel too bad putting it at this spot. LEGO Lightyear doesn't have very many sets, but I do like the XL-15 spaceship, so I feel pretty good putting it at spot 62. Similar to LEGO Friends, Elves was another theme targeted towards girls. Unfortunately, they also received mini dolls. Not sure why LEGO thinks young girls would choose these over actual minifigures. Its saving grace is that some sets are decent looking. Gru's house is the main reason for Despicable Me being up this high on the list. I did really enjoy the movies, but not a whole lot to write home with the sets. Ice Planet was an ancient theme known for its blue, white, and orange color scheme. For coming out in the 90s, the sets are honestly really ahead of their time. Next up is Life on Mars. This theme featured sets you'd probably see well on Mars. A lot of the vehicles are chunky and made out of Technic, but they do have a certain charm to them, I'll give them that. Exoforce is yet another theme with huge Technic vehicles, but they do have some cool parts like these giant wheels on the Mobile Devastator. These were also on the underground mining station from Power Miners, but we'll get to that in just a bit. The only reason that LEGO Creator isn't at the very bottom of this list is because some of the 3-in-1 sets are actually redeemable, such as the pirate ship or the castle. The majority of Creator sets though are just parts packs. I like the Ghostbuster car, but I don't understand why it takes up 3 of the 4 main sets in this theme. I know this is probably a hot take, but the Ghostbusters headquarters is really ugly. Just because something is big doesn't mean it's good. Sonic is a very recent theme that has potential, but just about every set is disappointing, with the exception of the Green Hill Zone set. If Mario Kart gave us actual minifigures and decent looking builds, it would easily be a top 20 theme, but for now it can't be any higher than 53. I absolutely loved SpongeBob growing up, and I didn't even know they had LEGO sets until like a year ago. Admittedly, they do show their age, but these have a special charm that I just can't wrap my head around. The Bikini Bottom and Undersea Party is a great set with some highly improved minifigures. After countless failed space sub-themes, LEGO finally started cooking with Galaxy Squad. It's not the best space sub-theme as that title belongs to Alien Conquest, but their lineup of sets is slept on. The Bug Obliterator may have plagiarized the Republic gunship a little bit. LEGO Western should not have made it this far, but my bias towards cowboys made me put this theme at 50. It was an old LEGO theme that only lasted 2 years but was way ahead of its time. The Wild West Fort is one of the most iconic LEGO system sets, and I'm sure that 90% of fans have seen this before. LEGO themes based on video games follow the pattern of being pretty mediocre. Not any terrible sets, but also not many great ones. Overwatch is no exception. I've never played the game, so I can't say for the accuracy of the sets. When I think of Ultra Agents, I think of the theme that randomly had Elemental Masters, Tox, and Paleman. High praise for the Mission and Ocean Headquarters set. That has earned Ultra Agents a spot at 48. You either love or you hate LEGO Technic. There's no doubt that some of the sets are awesome, but LEGO is supposed to be enjoyable. If LEGO Technic sets were more fun to build, it would have ranked far higher on this list. The Botanical sets are another modern LEGO theme that looks cool, but that's about the extent of it. I really love the LEGO Bonsai Tree, but most of the sets are just uninteresting for me and many other people. LEGO City is every 8-year-old's favorite theme, and since I'm not 8, this theme is only ranking 45 out of 101. This theme is basically a police station on repeat. The only set I have nostalgia for is 7498, so shout out to anyone who had that set as a kid. Aqua Raiders paved the way for Atlantis but failed to capture the same underwater vibe. Where this theme falls short is its lack of interesting figures. They're pretty generic, but on the flip side, the Aqua Base Invaders is a phenomenal set. While a small theme, LEGO Trains are not lacking in quality. In terms of how good their sets are, they should definitely be higher on this list. I just don't really have any interest in them. Rock Raiders is to Power Miners as Aqua Raiders is to Atlantis, the inferior precursor. The chrome silver drill pieces are some of the coolest parts you'll find on any LEGO set ever. The only thing holding this theme back is how outdated the sets are. In 2005, LEGO gave its first crack at dinosaurs with Dino Attack. This is once again another theme that shows its age, but the epic molded dinosaurs were enough to carry it to the 41st spot. Oh, this one is gonna make some people mad. Speed Champions is cool, but at the end of the day, it's just a bunch of cars. Maybe if LEGO would make my 2014 Honda Civic, this theme would have been in the top 5. Hidden Side was an earlier LEGO original theme that had a show to go alongside with it. While it did sort of feel like a pathetic remake of Monster Fighters, the box art is an all-timer. With Hidden Side at 39, we've officially crossed the line from decent to good LEGO themes. I feel bad putting Stranger Things this high because there was only one set. That being said, the Upside Down is a banger of a set. I'm definitely biased because Stranger Things is like my 3rd favorite show. Hopefully we can get some more sets for season 5. Once again is another nostalgic space theme with Mars Mission. The white and orange color scheme of the vehicles is so good looking. I'm not a huge fan of the aliens, however, the sleek and unique design of the builds makes up for it. A pretty forgotten LEGO original theme is Monkey Kid. I haven't seen the show, but apparently it's gone over well because LEGO has made 5 seasons. Other LEGO themes that also received shows like Chima and Nexo only got 3 seasons, so this was definitely a surprise. My favorite set has to be the Monkey Kid Warrior mech. I love how it casually outdoes every Ninjago mech, and you might not have even known that it existed. LEGO Dimensions was pretty hard to rank because it's essentially just taking minifigs and small builds from other themes and making them into one theme. To me, these always just felt like lower quality CMFs. Angry Birds only saw 6 sets, but dang, they're all good. LEGO is so smart for bringing these live action remakes to life through these new LEGO themes. Speaking of Nexo Knights, it combined medieval elements with futuristic ideas to give us something completely original. The show came out in 2016 as a predecessor to Chima and before that Ninjago. I personally haven't seen it but heard it isn't great. The thing I really like about this theme is how original it was, and although it ultimately failed, you can't say they didn't try something new. Scooby-Doo is just a really solid LEGO theme. They only released 5 sets in 2015, but each and every one is worth buying if you're into the show. Next on the list is our second best dinosaur theme with LEGO Dino. This theme came out in 2012 but only lasted for 2 years despite having awesome sets like the Dino Defense and T-Rex Hunter. The only reason why this theme could have ended early was so that they could make space for Jurassic Park. The sheer quantity of incredible molded dinosaurs is why Jurassic Park takes the cake for the best dinosaur theme. The dinos are all super pricey on the aftermarket as well. The dinosaurs are super sweet, but the human minifigs in this theme are all pretty lackluster. For that reason alone, Jurassic Park couldn't rank any higher than spot number 30. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles is a great theme that received a surprising amount of sets. I loved the show as a kid, like it was right up there with Ninjago. None of the sets are incredible, but none are bad either. If you're not getting a good build, they make up for it with the minifigures. Toy Story is another theme that just flies under the radar. Toy Story is very unique in its tall legs used for Woody and Jessie. The best set is the Western Train Chase, and my favorite minifigure is Lotso. This guy is just so cool. With only 9 sets, Monster Fighters was a short-lived but awesome theme. Literally every set they came out with was gas, whether it was the Ghost Train, Vampire Castle, or the Haunted House. The worst part about this theme was that it didn't last longer. Since both themes are so small, I'm throwing Avatar: The Last Airbender and Modern Avatar in the same category. For 2006, honestly the sets are pretty disappointing, but the newer sets did not disappoint. 7 out of the 9 sets are pretty hard hitters, earning Avatar a spot at 26. Debuting in 2011, Pharaoh's Quest was a theme based around the Egyptian culture, with a hint of mythology sprinkled in. The highlights of this theme were the epic flying mummy figure as well as the Scorpion Pyramid. The closest thing we've seen to a reboot of this theme was the Icons Pyramid of Giza. Would love to see the continuation of this theme in 2025 or in 2026. Fortnite is one of the most recent themes on this list, releasing just a year ago in 2024, but it's also continuing into 2025. The sets are great, but where it falls short is its lack of minifigs. Only 1 out of the 4 sets have minifigures, which is pretty ridiculous because the entire game essentially revolves around skins. We need to see a CMF line for Fortnite. LEGO DC is a good theme that's tainted by its repetition. It releases good sets, but it feels like every new set is either a Tumbler or a Batmobile. The peak of this theme was in 2017 with the Joker Manor. Both LEGO Batman CMF series are excellent as well. When I think of wasted potential, I think of LEGO Vikings. The recent Viking Village showed us how great LEGO Vikings could be. Since 2005, Vikings has not missed with a single minifigure or set. If LEGO released a whole wave of sets similar to the Viking Village, but if they also threw in a couple of battle packs and smaller sets, Vikings would easily be a top 10 theme, no questions asked. Successing Bionicle was Hero Factory in 2014. While it did feel like a bit of a ripoff, it still did a great job. Unlike most LEGO sets which come in boxes, Hero Factory sets came in these awesome plastic bins. The main downfall is that there's so many sets that look so similar and they all sort of blend together. Since Bionicle was so similar to Hero Factory, I could only put it 1 spot higher. I know people have so much nostalgia for this theme, so this is probably a hot take, but that's okay because I have none. The builds are sick, but once again, there isn't enough variety to differentiate them from each other. I've mentioned it multiple times in this video, but Alien Conquest is the best LEGO space sub-theme. To go along with the sets, Alien Conquest also had a short series to explain some of the lore. I'd also recommend watching this detailed video by Breaking Up Brad. This theme really sets itself apart by its minifigures, then also the iconic alien mothership that everyone and their mother is familiar with. The Lone Ranger was a modern version of the LEGO Western theme, being based on Disney's Lone Ranger movie in 2013. Between the sick cowboy figures, variety of horses, and unique sets, the Lone Ranger has a lot to offer. Would love to see LEGO extend the Western theme and give us a whole wave. The only sets were through the Bricklink designer program, so obviously they look great, but were few and hard to get. Everybody's favorite underwater theme, Atlantis, had a short lifespan of only 2 years. The main thing separating Atlantis from other themes are its distinct minifigures. They also have several recognizable sets like the Portal of Atlantis and the Exploration Headquarters, but my favorite is the City of Atlantis. This theme just has a very specific charm to it, a nostalgic feeling that reminds us of our childhood. For those of you that have watched Chima, you know it's a hard watch, but the sets do not miss. Gathering a collection of every animal tribe is a key aspect of being a Chima fan. Did anybody else fill out the Ultimate Battle for Chima raffle? I wonder where this set is if it hasn't gotten destroyed already. Disney castles are some of those sets that I'll never own, but they blow me away every time I see them. For the most part, Disney sets are pretty bland, but the castles and train sets are enough to bring it into the 15th spot. The story behind Power Miners is humans who mined for crystals when they stumbled upon the rock monsters. Being known for its green and orange color scheme, Power Miners gave us something fresh and new. Power Miners doesn't have a distinct set, but it's beautiful because they managed to make banger after banger set. Even though a lot of the vehicles are similar, they somehow don't feel repetitive. I've had the privilege of owning the underground mining station at one point, and it does not fall short of the hype. Next, we're moving on to George Lucas's second greatest creation with Indiana Jones. Before the disappointing reboot in 2023 was 3 incredible waves of sets beginning in 2008. Something Indiana Jones did that all themes should do is give both excellent big and small sets. Take notes, Lord of the Rings. 4 of their sets were under $20 and each one of them delivered. I'm not sure which is better, the sets or the video games. When I say repetitive themes, where does your mind go to? There's a good chance the first thing you thought of was Harry Potter and its tan buildings. Harry Potter saw its first wave all the way back in 2001 and ran until 2012. Just when everyone thought the theme had come to an end, it got rebooted 6 years later in 2018 and has been going ever since. It seems like the designers ran out of ideas, and honestly I can't blame them. Every one of Harry Potter's best sets don't include the Hogwarts Castle, of course excluding the giant one 71043. Gringotts Bank, Diagon Alley, the Weeping Willow, and the Ministry of Magic have carried Harry Potter in recent years. The majority of Marvel sets are ugly and overpriced, but their Ultimate Collector Series sets do the theme justice. In recent years, they've released the Avengers Tower, Sanctum Sanctorum, Daily Bugle, and so many more. Even as somebody who doesn't like Marvel, it's clear that the designers just pour their heart out in every build. It's just unfortunate that Marvel fans are on their hands and knees begging for high quality, affordable sets. Minecraft is one of the most nostalgic games of all time, and fans went crazy when the theme started in 2013. Now at first they only dipped their toes in the water with a couple of micro sets, but the next year saw a full wave. Minecraft has clearly seen success because they are still releasing sets to this day. The reason Minecraft works so well in LEGO is because, well, it's blocks. None of the sets will blow you out of the water, but they're all good in their own respective way. Next, we're going to be going on an adventure sailing the 7 seas because in the number 9 spot is Pirates. Pirates is one of the original LEGO themes that debuted in 1989. Classic Pirates ran up until 1997. It was quiet for 12 years until we saw a few more sets in 2009. The final wave of Pirates was in 2015 up until the recent Pirates of Barracuda Bay. They also released a few Bricklink Designer Program sets if you want to count those. Generic Pirates, however, wasn't as good as Pirates of the Caribbean theme that was released in 2011 and saw sets up until 2017. The 3 main ships really make this theme stand out, but the smaller sets can't be ignored either. They have excellent sets from every price point representing each movie. Man, this theme was so hard to rank. Collectible minifigures are so much fun to collect. If you've been subscribed for a little bit, I'm sure you can tell I love CMFs by how many polls I make about them. I even made a video ranking every single series, which by the way, you can check out at the end of this video. The problem with CMFs is that half of the series will be just generic figures that you can find in any LEGO City set. In every series, the medieval figure carries and gives people a reason to buy out the whole stock, which is an issue for another video. LEGO would not be LEGO without minifigures, and getting a highly detailed figure for $5 is a huge W. In 2022, LEGO Creator Expert had a rebrand to LEGO Icons. This theme essentially revolves around taking, well, iconic things and turning them into LEGO. A great example is the Eiffel Tower or the Titanic. The difficulty with both this theme and ideas is they include sets from other themes such as 2 from Lord of the Rings, but for the sake of this video, I'll be counting those as Lord of the Rings sets, not icon sets. Speaking of ideas, it is the first theme coming into our top 5. LEGO Ideas takes fan-voted models and turns them into official sets. Anyone can submit an entry to LEGO Ideas, and if your custom set gets 10,000 votes, it has a chance to be picked. LEGO gives the original LEGO designers 1% of all earnings, which is super cool. What makes LEGO Ideas so great is that there are literally endless possibilities. LEGO Castle is one of the original LEGO themes and one of the few still in production today. Whether you're interested in Classic Castle, Knights Kingdoms 1 and 2, Fantasy Era, 2013 Castle, or Modern Day Castle, you won't be disappointed with any set or minifigure that you pick up. Modern Castle was rebooted after a quick break in 2019 with the Medieval Blacksmith, followed by the 90th anniversary Lion Knights Castle in 2022. Every set they release is beautiful. Where it falls short is its lack of variety. LEGO has not released a castle set under $150 in recent years. Their marketing towards adults has worked like a charm, but isn't giving kids a chance to grow up with Castle as many of us did. If this list was based strictly on quality, Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit would take number 1 without a second thought. The worst part about this theme is that it is retired. As mentioned earlier, we did see 2 sets through the Icons theme, but they're both $500. They're also releasing a $270 Shire set, which just got leaked, which is better, but still out of many people's budget. Back in the day, Lord of the Rings had a wide variety of small, medium, and large sets. My favorite sets from these categories are the Witch King Battle, Unexpected Gathering, and the Tower of Orthanc. Unfortunately, if you wanted to pick up anything Tolkien related, you'll need to sell your kidney and probably every other organ left in your body. Smaug himself is worth triple the price of the entire Lonely Mountain set. All of this being said, it shows how much people love this theme and how incredible the sets and the minifigures are. Whoever thought a cartoon about Ninja could be so dang good? Ninjago released its first wave in 2011 and is still going to this day. While the quality of the show and the sets nowadays is questionable, seasons 1 to 6 gave us some of the best fiction content ever. I'll admit that Ninjago 2 is heavily based from nostalgia. Over the last year, I've been collecting every single Ninjago ninja. I mean, just look at how beautiful suits like the NRG and Kimono are. If you wanted to see a full ranking video of every Ninjago suit, a while ago I made a 2-part series. Season 1 of Ninjago also has arguably the best box art of any theme. Overall, great sets and very deserving of the number 2 spot. Guys, this video has literally taken a dozen hours to make from the time I started my list until the finished product you're watching right now, so if you made it this far, you're a legend for real. You all knew what was going to be at the number 1 spot, and anything other than Star Wars would be incorrect. I hate to give the basic answer, but between battle packs, giant UCS sets, and fun play sets, there is nothing Star Wars is lacking. Star Wars has had its ups and downs, that's for sure, but it outperforms all 100 other LEGO themes. Star Wars will forever be the GOAT. And with that, all 101 LEGO themes have officially been ranked. Guys, this has been my craziest video yet, and I really hope you enjoyed it because it was a lot of work to make. As always, don't forget to like, and if you've seen some of my other videos, there's only one thing left to do, and that's subscribe. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and you can watch more LEGO videos coming up on the end screen now.